silent your mobile phone, please. In between, Sandeep Bhai engineer is joining us shortly. I request you all to stand up for the national anthem. Now I request our Vice President Apurva Bhai Thakursi for welcome speech.
Good evening. A very warm welcome to everyone to AMA, but for Gujarat Institute of Civil Engineers and Architect program. This is our second session, and total 4 sessions we are arranging. The first session was held few days back, and this is our second session on redevelopment tool for urban renewal. Today we have 2 stalwarts of their own fields. One is on the way, Sandeep Bhai engineer, and one is our own NK Patel sir, who is in real estate business, and Sandeep Bhai is in Astral company. So I welcome NK Patel sir first, because he is our speaker today. And see, basically GICA is doing for knowledge sharing, all the programs for knowledge sharing, because so many people sitting over there, they are new, maybe new to GICA. So that's why I'm telling you. This institute is more than 75 years old, and all civil engineers, architects, valuers, they are a member of this institute. We have around 4,500 plus members in this institute, and periodically we arrange this kind of sessions. And our mentor, NK Patel sir, he always take lead for this, and this is his second session. More 2 are coming up, and I will request everyone to attend those 2 lectures also. This session is supported by AMA, Ahmedabad Management Association, GCCI, Gujarat Chamber of Commerce and Industries. Also, Nitesh Bhai is also supporting by his knowledge studio, Neha Consultant. So I welcome everyone. Nitesh Bhai, Sandeep Bhai is on the way, and AMA, maybe some members from AMA. Also, Ahmedabad Realtor Association, who is also participating this event. So many members are from ARA, I'm sure. Kamal Bhai, most welcome. And see, basically this time or maybe this after Uttarayan, many marriages are there, even though many people have come. So I welcome everyone and thank you very much.
Thank you, Apurva bhai. As per the tradition of GICA, now I would like to invite Apurva bhai Thakursi, Vice President, for the felicitation of today's speaker, Shri N.K. Patel. Apurva bhai. We have with us Kamal Bhai Vatelia, who is the Vice President of Ahmedabad Realtors Association. I request our Joint Secretary Rakesh Bhai Parekh to felicitate Kamal Bhai. Thank you. Now I invite our Joint Treasurer, Shri Yash Majetia, for the introduction of speaker and subject. Yes.
So good evening everyone. So it's not every day that we gather here to discuss how to turn chaos of our cities into something that can actually work. So in a country like India, where we have over 600 million people will be living in urban areas somewhere around 2036, and they would be contributing to about 70% of the GDP of this country. So the task of renewing our cities is vital, as it is like finding a parking spot in a city like Ahmedabad, which is little bit difficult but not impossible. So renewing cities is also the same type of task that we need to do. But why we are talking about redevelopment? Now I'm not going into technicalities of the same, but it is essentially the art of looking to our cities and saying that we can definitely fix the issues that this cities has. Unlike greenfield development, redevelopment repurposes existing urban spaces, making them more efficient, sustainable and livable. It also addresses critical issues which are faced by the cities like congestion, outdated infrastructure and growing needs of the community spaces. However, we all know that this is not an easy task to do. There are various legal hurdles and technical hurdles which are faced by the developers, so we will be discussing it in today's session. And just to give you a context of the size of this redevelopment industry, so in Mumbai, the annual market of redevelopment industry is somewhere around worth 35,000 crores annually. So which is almost equivalent to a GDP of a country like Liberia or Fiji, or 1/3 of a GDP of country like Tajikistan or Namibia. So that is the scale and magnitude of redevelopment only in one particular city, that is Mumbai. So I am sure that today's session will delve into these aspects of redevelopment and provide us an insights onto how redevelopment can help to regenerate the cities. And for this very specific session, we have a very esteemed speaker with us, Shri N.K. Patel. So who has an experience of about 2 decades as an urban planner, and then he ventured into a field of real estate. And he is also serving as a visiting faculty at CEPT University, Anant National University and Nirma University. And he has a very keen interest in history, culture, architecture and various other aspects of life. And he has previously published a photography book called Click Walk series, and where he has documented architecture of San Francisco and Northeast India. He is also author of the book called Sourcing Land for Urban Development. Also author of the book called Town Planning Scheme, as well as Steel Mills to Metropolis. So these are the 3 publications that he has on the field of urban planning. So without wasting time, I would like to invite NK sir for his address. So I would request guests to come down so that they can comfortably see the presentation.
Good evening, friends. First of all, I welcome the dignitary on the dais, dignitary of the dais. I will try to mix up little Gujarati also so all can understand in our mother language. I again welcome among us Mr. Harpal Dave. He is additional Chief Town Planner, Government of Gujarat. Among us, the Professor Shashwati is there, other senior members. So, I'm planning to have 4 lectures. That is a master class series. One lecture that was on Gujarat growth by Indian induce. So, through the country, how Gujarat is flourishing, that I have talked on that day. Today is a very important topic. This topic may be particularly very related to urban planning, but this topic is also related to the whole built environment. All the actors, either they are the real estate operator, developer, real estate commission agent, landlord, and even member also. So I choose this topic. So we'll move to the topic. So first is what is the difference? So some people say it's a regeneration, renewal, redevelopment. So here the idea of creating something, nurturing something new, and how this new can be created. So in case of redevelopment, it is a size is small. Either it is a 50,000, 1 lakh, 20,000, 2,000. While in case of regeneration, in a general term, regeneration is you are regenerating the whole urban area. So you are improving the traffic, you are providing some social infrastructure like garden and public spaces, playground, library, like that. And even basic infrastructure, you are widening the road. You are putting more greens. So this all thing is a regeneration. We can claim the Sabarmati riverfront development. So that is an urban level mega project that is of a regeneration. But today, we all are much interested. Welcome, Sandeep Bhai. So we all are much interested in redevelopment. So redevelopment is a very buzzword. So this is again the same which I have just explained you. And what happened? Why this redevelopment can be possible? Still, we don't have that fund in urban area. Like in New York, when the redevelopment has been done, the billions of dollars has been invested by the US government, and then the redevelopment was possible. But in our case, our cities, most of the cities all are, it was not an American case. The American city are 200, 250 year old, while our cities are 400 to 700 year old. And in that case, after 1900, the apartment and such type of housing typology has been erupted. So in that case, it is very much required. All have passed 60, 70, 80 years of their lifespan of the building. So what are the benefits of? First, I will talk about little in few slides about the regeneration. So it originated in England. Due to the very rapid industrialization in UK, the Manchester, Buckingham, London, so the industry has been come up within 5, 6, 7 years. So whole rural UK has been migrated to this center, and due to that, this situation arises. So the first such regeneration at city level regeneration was started in UK. And what is a basic one theme? To have or to enhance the livability of a citizen. How the livability of any city can be upgraded by providing number of the services, the quality infrastructure, quality social infrastructure, quality roads, quality public transport. And by doing the regeneration, one of the portion is a redevelopment, and that is you are improving the old housing. If you have seen here our senior member Chirag Bhai, so his forefather or his father has constructed around 1920-30 a chawl. So the chawl you can find in vicinity of all the textile mill. We were having about 80 textile mill, and what was during the peak in 1960 or 1950, there were 2 lakh employees. It's a direct employment. So at that time our city was 22 lakh. Out of that, 2 lakh were working mill. So if we consider their family size 5, then more than 10 lakh people. So half of the people were directly. I'm not talking about the indirectly how much people were. So in that case, nearer to the mill area, the landowner of Asarwa, landowner of Naroda, landowner of Gomtipur, landowner of Rakhial, they created this chawl system. Right? So there are 10, 12, generally it is a ground and first floor. In Mumbai, it is a ground plus 3 floor. As we know, it is an island city, so urban land is very scarce in Mumbai. So now it is a high time that chawl system has to be redeveloped. And due to the old Rent Control Act, the great thanks to our Honorable ex-Keshavbhai Patel, who has done in Rent Control Act maximum shift from the original old Rent Control Act. So now they are getting only 2 rupees, 5 rupees, 10 rupees per room rent. And that is right now not possible. And they are not the owner, so they also cannot develop themselves. So in that case, it's a need particularly. My case study is on Western Ahmedabad, but there is a need. And now I think we'll stop for 5 minutes, and I will request all the dignitaries to be on dais. We will have few words from Sandeep Bhai. We will welcome Sandeep Bhai. Sandeep Bhai, please come.
I would like to request Honorary Secretary of GICA, Shri Vikas Shah, to welcome Shri Sandeep Bhai, Engineer.
I again request our Vice President Apurva Bhai Thakursi for welcome speech.
I just want to say 2-3 lines for Sandeep Bhai, few words. When I said we have 2 stalwarts, one is our N.K. Patel sir, and second stalwart of his industry is Sandeep Bhai, Engineer. Sir, we welcome you here. Actually, it is really honor and privilege for me that both the mentors are for me, because one is in GICEA and one is in GCCI. I'm working in both the institutes. So welcome, sir. Thank you.
Now I request Sandeep Bhai, Engineer, GCCI President, for his words.
Thank you, and sorry for the delay. Because of the traffic, I was caught up, and we have an event going on again in GCCI at present. So, N.K. Patel Saab and all the dignitaries here, and all of you, and hopefully all of you are engineers, most of you. And I am also an engineer from LD, and alumni of LD, but I am a chemical engineer. But my story is something where I got the admission in civil engineering and ended up doing chemical engineering. Because at that time I had a feeling that chemical engineers are more better than the civil engineers. Or the chemical engineers are more wanted than civil engineers, to be put it precisely. Now, I am also in touch with builders, engineers, consultants, and many of the people who are connected with the construction industry, being a supplier to the projects in the same industry. And I've been for a long time a chair for the various associations concerned with the construction industry, like plumbing and drainage, sewage, and all these associations. I also see press media people here, so thank you, sir. And when you see the growth, the way the country is growing, the pace at which we are growing, there are a lot of needs of planning. There is a lot of need of how we will manage this growth. Today, to come from a place across SG Road to here, to cross one road takes almost 25, it took me 30 minutes just to cross a road. So lot of these planning is required when we are growing at this pace. Cities have grown, as sir was telling. You see US, you see Europe, you see many of these cities which have grown and have grown very fast in the past, which we are going to do now. But it is a need of two things. One is the way the planning is done for the growth, the way the areas are divided specifically to handle the rush of people who will stay there, and at the same time the planning is needed from the city side, the authorities and the government, how to manage things. When here what happens, when you get the rush, then you try to design and then you try to manage. Whereas the developed countries go the other way. They first design everything, create infrastructures, and then let the city grow or develop. So we need to move it at a pace where things should be beforehand planned to handle the situation, whether it is a residential thing or whether it's a commercial thing, whether it's needed for any sports complex or things. Various things will come in next 15 to 20 years. And we are growing at a very alarming pace, both in the economy side, the requirement side, and even the population which is shifting to the urban areas. So we need equally to create our rural areas in the way that people would love to stay in cities, but go 10-20 kilometers away and stay at a peace. If that infrastructure is there, the load on the cities will come down. People will prefer to go and stay at some distance and enjoy the life after work. Now, if you see two things happening at this place, I don't know exactly, he just briefed me about the topic, but I can touch some subjects which is very much important today for India, for the future, because the new generation is seeing this. We have passed a level of life, we will pass the rest of it. The biggest issue which is to be handled for the urban thing is, because everything is so much close, the pollution level is rising at an alarming pace. If I see, and the young generation talks about it, AQI, now apps are there, you see AQI, what is your AQI? Nobody knew AQI, what was AQI a few years back or maybe 10 years back. And now everyone, my son shows me AQI of Ahmedabad. And this is the biggest cause for many, many things. When you are living in a city, when you have a lot of these issues, you have one more issue which is related to health. When you have a air quality index which is not suitable, you get frequent issues on health, and which is happening today. If you see, we have 4 grandchildren, and every month one of them is down with something, especially related to the way the pollution is rising. So we will need to control that also in near future. Singapore controls it. You cannot have the car inside the city or else you pay heavy taxes. In many ways people have controlled these things. So as time moves, a lot of these things will come or will have to be implemented. And these are the needs which can have to be discussed in such forums, that how we will grow the city, how we'll talk to the authorities and government to create infrastructures beforehand, whether it is sewage, whether it is water supplies, whether it is roads, and many of these things are there. We need to also upgrade. In these forums, you have to see, we have products which are much, much better and which can be used, and infrastructure projects can be implemented at a tremendous pace. But the approval systems also which work for us is very, very slow. To modernize the city, you have to modernize the products which are used in the developed countries. So there also we need to pace up. So there are multiple things, if done at one time, will help to support our infrastructure, our future developments, our planning, how the city has to be planned, and take care of the future generations. Because all these things also lead to many things. I am also a co-chair with Pankaj Bhai Patel in the 2 cancer hospitals, and Governor Saab is the main trustee there. And every time he comes and talks about cancer and talks about 2 things. One is the air-related cancer which is growing, and second is the food-related cancer which is growing. So air-related cancer is to be addressed in many ways, concerned with the development plan of the city. So this is a big topic which you have taken up. Healthy discussions will happen. I have nowhere near to this subject to speak much more beyond this, because I am not a town planner, not I understand town planning so much. I just understand that how others have grown, we need to plan and grow accordingly. And if we want to be a developed country as per the vision of our Prime Minister by 47, we need to do a lot before that. We really call ourselves a developed country to the level where the developed countries have reached at today. So I think many of these forums can be done. I invite everyone at GCCI also, and we can have such workshops also through our committees in the short time and have more discussions on such things. And we can invite the authorities also to be a part of such discussions through the GCCI platform. And even this is a very strong platform than even GCCI. So there are multiple platforms where such discussions should happen. So best of luck for your event, which is I think 3-phase or 4-phase event. 4-phase event, and we are proudly a partner of this event. So thank you very much, everyone. Thank you very much.
I want to share one incident, or can say moment for us, which was happened in 2009. If you remember, sir, you visited our exhibition called Nirman, and I think Astral was awarded Navratna Award. So that was Sandeep Bhai himself. Okay. Oh, okay. In 2009, sir. So just I want to share that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Shri Sandeepbhai, for your valuable and kind words. હું પણ આ જ વસ્તુ શેર કરવાનો હતો કે અને સર હું તમને આ મેમરી છે એ પણ ફોરવર્ડ કરીશ તમારી મેમરી માટે. નાઉ આઈ ઇન્વાઇટ continuing education and capacity building chairperson Sri Niteshbhai Shah to present the memento to Sri Sandeepbhai. હવે આપ સૌ જે ઈગરલી વેઇટ કરી રહ્યા છો એની માટે હું એન.કે. પટેલ સાહેબને વિનંતી કરું છું.
So we were talking about the urban renewal, urban regeneration, and urban redevelopment. So when we talk about these things, the Mumbai, right, with a great space, it was developed from 1875 to 1925 and afterwards also. So there are number of the existing building which are 70, 100, 150 years old. So Mumbai, when somebody think about redevelopment, Mumbai is a buzzword. And in early 1980s, they have started redevelopment, and at that time only adding one floor. You change the pipelines, you change the stair, you change, that was the initial in the 80s. That has been done in Matunga and King Circle and other area. But in last 10 years, it is going very fast pace, and it is a very serious concern. During monsoon, we are reading in newspaper that the collapse of the building will cause fatal 5, 10, 15 people. So it's an alarming situation. So there are at present, as per the one service, 16,000 building. I'm not talking about 16,000 flat. So 16,000 buildings are in dilapidated condition. They have to be replaced very urgently. And for that, since 97 or 71, they have a maintenance and repair board. So still, Ahmedabad doesn't have a maintenance and repair board. And his budget is also, I have mentioned, in 2024 it was a 200 crore. So they are not maintaining any other pipelines or infrastructure, just the structural support has been given. So in that case, if you calculate, few structural engineer, Vasalvi and other are with us, so only 10 lakh putting some girder and support. So if 10 lakh is applied to one building, then they are repairing 2,000 building in each year. So this is the scale of just putting girder and other things. So this is the scale, and this is happen only in island Mumbai. So just in a few seconds I will explain you the geography. So first Mumbai was an island Mumbai, then it was in island city on north, south, east. There was no possibility of extension, so it was extended from Vileparle to then Bhayandar, and then in between Borivali, Bhayandar, like that. Even though it was not having proper land for the urban development, proper residencies for the citizen, and it is a great employment center. It is a financial capital till today. So the Navi Mumbai has been started. Navi Mumbai has a different municipal corporation, and its population is also something 25 lakhs. Now they are thinking about a third Mumbai. So island Mumbai, one, Navi Mumbai second, and they are thinking of a third Mumbai, that is a Naina. What is Naina? So Naina is a new airport authority. So near the JNPT airport and new airport which is coming, so they are creating this thing. So we are talking about an island city, and particularly in redevelopment, it is a risky job. Members may pay the installment, may not pay, and these members are since 120, 130 years, so their economic condition also may be questionable in few cases only. But even though Mumbai District Central Cooperative Bank, this is the only one bank which is giving loan to the members. If members are redeveloping their houses themselves, then this is the only one bank. Otherwise, no nationalized bank or private bank will offer you loan. So as I have told you about 16,000 such old building. But what happened? There are 2-3 landmark High Court judgment. So first thing is, when the society makes a development agreement with a developer, so you have to pay the stamp duty. That's fine. Now, the second agreement, that is PAAA, where a member was earlier having a 60 square meter house. Now he is getting 80 or 90 square meter house. So for the 20 or 25 square meter, they ask the whole building is becoming new. The flat is demolished. So new flat, again they were asking the stamp duty. So that has been ruled out. It was a great decision. That has been ruled out. And second was Bombay High Court decision was related to few banks. Okay? These are the old buildings. So few members have taken loan from the bank and they were not able to pay the loan, and it was a NPA property. So due to NPA property, bank was arguing that okay, if we do join in the redevelopment, our main lease will be little bit relaxed. So our recovery may be late. So they were not saying yes for redevelopment. So about 60, 70 such buildings were there out of this 16,000. So they have given a rule that bank has to cooperate, and as a single member, bank has to be in redevelopment. So there are few hurdles which has been, because this is from 20, 30 years. So this redevelopment process is also tested by the court of law. So these are about the regulations. Well, they had a special regulation for the redevelopment. And in that case, they have declared cess property. What is a cess property? The property which is dilapidated, it is a cess property. and they have to pay some minor tax revenue to the Mumbai Municipal Corporation, and that's initially the SAS property. They are only allowed in redevelopment. Why not others? Average island city was earlier having 1 FSI, then it was having 1.33 FSI. Now they are getting 3 and 4. If it is less than 2,000, 3. If it is more than 2,000 square meters, it's 4. Right? So, to control and to give the benefits to this dilapidated building. Now, I had one excellent, great study about Bindi Bazaar. Actually, it is a Bandi Bazaar, but we, Gujarati, we talk is a Bindi Bazaar. So, there is a, before that, before Bindi Bazaar, I will talk about per month, there are 10 to 12,000 properties has been registered. Out of these, 10% properties are redeveloped. So you can see, it is a building, it's a flat. So there are 14,000 buildings, and in each flat, average 30 or 40 apartments are there. So 14,000 into 40. So it will be 6 lakhs plus apartment. So out of that, this redevelopment process, each month, 1,000 apartment has been registered. When their things are over and then a final registration has been done. Now, redevelopment, there are a number of the NGO and other people are working. Now, I will talk about the Pagdi system. What is a Pagdi system? So that system is not there in Ahmedabad, so we are not well aware. But in Mumbai, at that time, the rental income was great. Particularly if you put your money in bank, you are getting suppose 4% interest. But if you construct, like I told you in Asarwa, there was chawl system. So if you construct the residential and give it, right now, if today we talk, it is a 2 to 3% is a rental income. Of course, there is a rental, real estate appreciation will be there. In commercial in Ahmedabad, 7 to 8. So in Mumbai at that time, they were getting some 9 to 10% as a rent. So all have created their own buildings. It's an isolated single building having 20 apartment, 24 apartment, 18 apartment like that. So to raise the capital, what they have done, they have collected the pagari. So from each flat owner, they have collected 50,000, 1 lakh rupees during 1920 or so, or 10,000 rupees during those days. So they are also tenant, one type of tenant with some rights. They were not purely the rental people. So in that case, it was very much difficult. So whole Bindi Bazaar was also on such pagdi system. And I have not taken, but I have mentioned that one BDD Chal. Worli is one of the post locality like Marine Drive, Malabar Hill, Pedder Road and Worli. So these 3, 4, 5 are the posh district. And there was an old Chal. And in that case, here redevelopment in our city is done by the members and interested developer. But in Mumbai, if some developer are not coming, then Mahada. Mahada is a Maharashtra Housing and Area Development. So that is a big authority. Gujarat, like Gujarat Housing Board. But Gujarat Housing Board was doing, they are acquiring the land and then they were putting the public housing. But here they were taking such development agreement with the members. So BDD Chal, the member is an urban poor. So they cannot afford anything. So government of Maharashtra allocated some 4,000 crore rupees to BDD Chal. And while I was doing this research, so it was a 1-bedroom flat has been given in a redevelopment. So what is the cost of 1 bedroom in Worli? So I surf on various real estate sites. So it was average 2 to 9 crore rupees of a cost of a 1-bedroom apartment in Worli area. So always minimum 10 times is our cost. Just you can imagine. So in that case, this BDD Chawl has done. We are going about the Bindi Bazaar case. Now in Bindi Bazaar, it was very good that all are the Vohra and other people. So their trust has come forward. So trust is not constructing. Trust is a one catalyst. He will work like NGO. Right? Out of there are 13 total is there are 17 apartments. All are 60 and 50 floor height. So 4 they have kept to sell in the market, and 13 has been given to 20,000 people. I have mentioned that it is a 125-year-old colony, and it is really Mumbai feel how you walk in that street of Bindi Bazaar, or nearby there is a Kafford market, nearby there is a Chor market. So all that area is like our Manek Chowk. So there is a Ratanpur and there is a Dhalgarwad, and this all kind of stuff is there. So this is a network. It was known for its vibrant and excellent atmosphere. So now they want to improve. And why they constructed this Bindi Bazaar? So actually it was a labor camp. During the great pace of urbanization, so they required the labor to make a bigger airport, to make a railway, Western Railway, Central Railway, like that, to make harbor. So all these 20,000 laborers were posted as a laborer. So now they converted. So those who are having ground floor, they converted in a commercial small petty shops. Those who are up, they are skilled, semi-skilled laborers or employees somewhere. Now this is the existing situation. There are 250 buildings. This Bindi Bazaar is having 250 buildings, and 20,000 people are residing. And plot is only 66,000 square meter. So if you convert, so it is around 75-80,000 વારનો પ્લોટ હતો. અને એમાં આ કરવાનું હતું. મુંબઈમાં આ સ્કેલ મોટું કહેવાય. આપણના માટે એવું કે ગવર્મેન્ટ કે હાઉસિંગ બોર્ડ કરે તો આપણા સ્કેલમાં 2-3 લાખ વારમાં રીડેવલપમેન્ટ થતું હોય. પણ there only it is a big plot. Only there were 2 masjid. Right? They have kept that masjid. One masjid has been renovated and one masjid has been kept as it is. Otherwise, all thing has been, and these are the few pictures with my presentation I have put of a Bindi Bazaar existing situation, something 5 years before. So, what is the proposal now? So, this Burhani Trust has proposed the sustainable, well-planned space, right? It will be on one side contemporary, matlab it is a modern, and second time they have kept the history and other things together. It has been designed by, I have not written, but architect Kutub. He is a very leading architect. If you talk about Mumbai architect, then Kutub is number 1, 2, 3, 4, like Hafiz contractor, right? So they try to do balance between modernization and preservations, and it will have positive economic impact. This was one of the, in proposal they have thought about that, and they have built high-rise tower, 13 tower as I told you for the residents. The below there is a ground first and 2 is a commercial where more than 2,000 shops were there, so they will be there. And remaining 4 tower, as I told you, to recoup. An estimate, earlier estimate was a 4,000 crore of this redevelopment project. So there are each sector, the mixed use. Why I'm saying mixed use? First 3 floor is a commercial, upper is a residential. So retail spaces at ground floor, and they have taken a cluster development. Cluster development means in whole there are few clusters, few sectors. Suppose, so what will happen? Some people are staying together from generation to generation. This may be a third or fourth generation. So if they want to stay together, so they have been allocated a cluster, like nicely in our Lakhudi Talaudi slum project. So there were respected Harijans were there, some Wagris were there, some Marwadis were there, and some Rabaris were there. So they try to do, okay, these 2-3 blocks are for the Rabaris, these 2-3 blocks are for this community. So they will also, their customs and climate and their festivals will be same, so coherently they can live excellent life. So this was the proposal. Then what resident will give? So first is, in old building there was 250 square feet. Now they are giving 350 square feet. In old building it was a chawl, so at the end of the chawl, it was a common toilet. Now they are getting their personal toilet. They are getting, below there is a 3 basement, so they are getting few parking slots also. And they are becoming owner. Earlier they were the Pagdi rentals. Now they are owner. And there are another facilities also, like having a green space, children play area, the senior people or child safety, all has been considered. And how the whole neighborhood will get out of what, right? So have more trees. The whole building and whole project is IGBC gold rated. Whole project is IGBC gold rated, and they have provided educational facility. Otherwise, in earlier it was not there. So now their kids, with a walking distance, they can go to the schools. They have optimized power. They had a DG set and other things. Electric vehicle charging point has been given to have a sustainable development. So this is about the Vendi Beda, it's over. But what are the learnings? So it is a successful project of, he decided the goal, they came out, their challenges, and excellent potential outcome has been delivered. So this is, again, when we talk about redevelopment, it is always a sensitive system. How it is sensitive, in my coming slides we will go to that. But across India it is one case where other city has to follow, where government has not given a 1 paisa, but 1.33 FSI jumped to 4 FSI, right? That has created the whole system. And compared to old, their carbon footprint will be less. Now it is a sustainable, green, more trees, more neighborhood facilities. Only one of the critical, or if somebody as a town planner, we have to critique. So there are 25% increase in the population, right? And second thing, the age-old, historical, their socio-economic activity, that is a character of Mumbai street has been loose. Suppose if you redevelop or Ratanpur, then the character of Ratanpur will be lost. So these are two things which... Now we'll switch over to Gujarat. So in 2016, so I'm talking about in 1986 or before. In 1971, they created a repair board, Mumbai. So after 46 years, but we are not late. As Mumbai is evolved something 60, 70 years before us. So our buildings, apartment building we are talking, Our apartment building are in 60s or 70s started. Before that, all were purchasing plot and constructing their own bungalow. Like Pritam Nagar is a #1 cooperative society, their registration number is also 1, which Pritam Rai Desai has done. So all members were coming to pour the water. Each Saturday they spend 3-4 hours. So self-help housing was there. Then it was converted to developers provide 300-400 square yard plot and a bungalow, typical design. Then it was gone, due to the land price increase, then it was gone to tenement type. Then our house type has been changed to row house. And from row house to low-rise apartment, earlier which were parking +3 or ground floor +2, you must have seen. Then I will come to that. So day by day, after 10, 20 years, the same situation will arise. And in our case, Mumbai is in a less sensitive zone of earthquake, while Ahmedabad is in earthquake prone zone. And in that case, I'm talking about all my buildings, apartment, that are constructed before earthquake. So it is a duty of a government to give them earthquake resistant houses. If you just calculate how much relief from an NGO and NRGs and business organization and individual has given during the Kutch earthquake in 2001, and how much relief has been given by government, and something has been given by central government also. So it goes to 80,000, 1 lakh crore rupees. At that time, how much people died? Hardly some 600 to 800 people, including Anjar, Bhuj, Ahmedabad, and few other places. So it is a government, public safety is a government concern. So this is about Gujarat Housing Board. So these are the policy objective, how the housing stock will be renewed, how the housing stock is increased. How it is increased? By putting more houses. Earlier there were 18 apartments. Now in redevelopment there will be 24 apartments. So 6 apartments in the same location has been increased. Now our main concern and your concern is also a private society. How to deal and what are the issues of a private development of a private society. Till today, I have shown that Act. Act has nothing to offer for this private redevelopment. They are not offering me reduced rate in GST or reduced rate in payment FSI or something more FSI. Nothing has been given. So, as we know, okay, there is a high maintenance of all these old houses. Water leakage is always a severe problem, right? And to have better amenity, some seniors who are sitting here, in 60s, we Gujarati were cooking on floor. There was no platform, right? So such type of, there was no attached toilet. In bungalow, the WC is at the corner of the house, a corner of the plot, not in a house. But now the lifestyle changes. We need attached toilet, we need number of the things as per the today's modern living system. So these all are required, and that's why, other than the government concerns which I made you make you understand. So this is a public housing policy document, and what should be the process? This is prepared by the Gujarat Housing Board. Now there is a legal guideline. So when one can go for redevelopment, the first thing is 75% member has to say yes. Right? Second thing, it should be have 25 years of age. But if it is a Gujarat Housing Board colony, then it is 20 years, which Gujarat Housing Board is filing a floating number of the tender. It should be a registered builder, like that. and all the necessary clearance and other thing has to be bought. Now this is another case of our Gujarat High Court judgment. In Vejalpur there is a Vivekanand Nagar society, right? It was constructed in 1969, right? So there were 78 flat, ground plus 2 storage. So out of 78, 74 has given consent for redevelopment. So they are more than 75, so they can do the redevelopment. So cooperative department will say yes. But who will vacate? Who will convince these 4 people, right? In that case, under the Gujarat Ownership Flat Act, I have done the 41A section, right? They have to vacate within 2 months and they have to give cooperation to other 74 members out of 78. After that, there are another 4 or 5 such examples are there. So this is a landmark judgment. This is about how the society can go for legal procedure. So moto or member can write to the secretary, then there will be a managing committee, then there will be a general committee. During those period, the society elections should be fair as per the Cooperative Society Act, right? And all the notice, agenda, quorum, all has to be documented. Why? You are dealing with a 70 crore, 200 crore, 400 crore project. So society secretary and chairman, they are the landowner, particularly they are representing all the members. And register development agreement. In few cases earlier it was not happen, and that was, so the development agreement is compulsory registered. And in that case, what is the stamp duty? So 3.5% you are paying the stamp duty. And 1% is a registration charge. So government is collecting 4.5%. Delivery of a builder and necessary permission, and builder has to comply as per the GDCR rule and getting BU permission. All are the legal procedure. Also demolition can be start after having a register agreement, and then vacating by all the members. In few cases I have seen in Ahmedabad, there are 3 buildings and 1 building, all the consent have been got and they started demolition. So which is not a legal things. All should, otherwise it is a disturbance. It is a hazardous. Some small kids may be playing. So in one building few people are staying, and in the next building, which is 10 or 15 feet away, you have started demolition. Concern insurance and other things is must. Then in construction, it should be done with a proper workmanship. It should be seismic resistant, earthquake resistance. And during construction also, all construction safety has to be seen. Now what benefits to the member? What member are getting? So they are getting, they have existing 2-bedroom. Now in redevelopment they had a 3-bedroom. So more room are getting. Now second thing, the new kitchen with small store and other things, they will have a better facility like smoke exhaust, solar heating, Adani gas pipeline, all can be possible. In the older case, it was not possible in some cases. Now, extraordinary bathrooms with heating and geyser system attached to the bedrooms. So all modern facility they are getting. And second thing, they are getting the gift money. It depends on case to case. So there is one slide, I will elaborate little more in that. So that is second. Third, they are getting rent. So generally it is in Ahmedabad 25 to 30,000 is the rent for a 2-bedroom apartment. So for that period of 36 months or 42 months, they are getting that. and then moving expenses from old house to new house and from new house to that courier, that expenses has been borne. Plus GST, stamp duty of a new house, all has been borne by the developer. Nothing has to be given from a member's pocket. So these are in new, there will be a lift, there will be adequate parking, there will be a fire protection system, rainwater harvesting, double plumbing. We know the double plumbing. So the water from kitchen and water from bathroom, not from the WC, not from the toilet, has been collected in a ground floor, a different tank, right? Which is not only they have a little organic and some detergent powder, some chemical things. So there is a small STP. STP will convert and then again it pumped to 14th floor. So there are two tanks. One is a pure water tank and one is a grey water tank. So now you are using that grey water for flushing period. Now, as our Honorable Prime Minister has said, in 2070, India should be carbon free, zero carbon. And for doing that, each such small things, instead of using this plastic bottle, if you carry your stainless steel water jug, which we are carrying, since last 15 years we have forgot. So you suppose you are saving. I just saw one WhatsApp today. I was one guy was saying I was drinking tea 3 times, the small cup, but it was paper plastic coated. So 3 times into 30 days, 90 into 365. So that is a 27,000, and for 5 years, one person is using more than 1 lakh cup. So we have, and we know the paper is from wood only. So how the losses to the environment, and that we have to stop. So these are what should be verified. So what is your current carpet area, including the balcony? And what the new carpet area? They are saying that 30% we are giving, right? So to check this thing, then what are the new facilities? It is to be mentioned in that register development agreement. Then you have to check the credit of the builder, of course. Then about the time, then financial viability, about the gift money amount, and then other factors like rent per month and other allotment strategy. Those who are on ground floor is getting on ground floor. Those who are on first floor, they are getting on first floor. Such allotment strategy. Or you can decide, the society can decide, you can have from 10th, 9th and 8th. That depends. So what are the mistakes generally? These are due to, here we are only 2-3 such mistrust example. But in Mumbai there are thousands. So mistrust and non-cooperation among existing first flat owners. Redevelopment of a housing society cannot succeed without full cooperation. Then entire process can be detailed by internal discord or lack of trust. When you keep something, the society or managing committee will not open out, right? Then always we are human beings. So it creates mistrust. So transparency, and second thing is clear communication. They should inform. The builder or developer has to inform frequently. Your society has to inform you frequently. What is the progress? They have got fire NOC, they have got airport NOC, they have got a AMC permission. So all they have to keep well informed. And if you do that, then such cases, chances of erupting such cases will be lesser. Then blind faith in society officials. Sometimes you are busy with your business. You are working somewhere 8-9 hours and going and coming. So 11-12 hours you are on your job. And at that time, કે તમે કહો એ બધું બરાબર છે, અમે કરી દેજો. અને પાછળથી ખબર પડે કે એમને તો 25 લાખ કે 50 લાખ લઈ લીધા છે. So that is to be cautioned. So you put trust, but get all the details, and all the details should be properly documented. Then always a human being is a greedy personality, right? So if members, few such schemes are for redevelopment since 6-7 years, but it is not happening. Why? Your expectation of gift amount, your expectation of area, 30% all are giving, but you are asking some 36% or more than that. So these are the things. And at that time, then you give it to some person who doesn't have that you can say he is not that famous company, experienced company like Anil Bakeri and company like that. And you have given to another company whose name has been not shown. So, interesting case is there. I decided to go for redevelopment. And we appointed one of our associate who is looking after. So we have more than 40 offers has been given all across the West Ahmedabad by Sun Builders, my company. But none in all the offers, we were always been rejected. The reason is the smaller people will offer something more. Why they are? We are the established company. So our expectation and net return will be little more than the two young engineers are doing the redeveloping work. Second thing, our perks, our cost, administrative cost is much higher. And third thing, we are always in eye of the tax department, either it's a GST or a AMC or a income tax. So we don't try to invade the tax. The smaller guy who is doing only one redevelopment, so he can have a chances to save some money. I will say like that. This is, I have told you, not waiting the developer. Mistakes. Don't rush the process. Sometimes apna gharnu ghar, excellent tagline by in 61 by Parshvanath Corporation. એટલે એક ફેન્ટેસી છે અને એમાં પર્ટિક્યુલરલી ધ ફિમેલ કે હવે આવું નવું 3 બેડરૂમનું એટેચ ટોયલેટવાળું આ તે ઘર મળશે એટલે મેમ્બરો that female intake will push the process. એટલે મેમ્બરો કમિટીવાળાને કહેશે ના ના બરાબર છે 4-5 જણા આવ્યા છે તમે જલ્દી નક્કી કરો ને ફાઇનલ કરો. Don't rush. Legally you have to process. It may 6 months. So you are staying there since 30, 40, 50 years. Right? So if you are getting the new house after late by 6 months, it will not make much difference. So all the resolutions, lawful elections, all has been written. Then you have to check the legal loopholes. The society chairman may be a chemist. Society secretary may be a bank officer. So they don't know how to make the agreement and other things. And as we had a legal section, in-house legal people with the real estate developer. So sometimes in this hurry, if legal loopholes are there, in that case it is a very difficult, and that dispute will create more dispute. So he said, I have given rent for 36 months, but due to dispute now it has converted to 48 months. I will stop giving you the rent per month. Such another issues will mash up the situation. So that's why I advise, particularly PMC project management company, there are civil engineer and architect have a project management company, has to be appointed. Their cost is negligible. When your each flat is 1.5 lakh, so only paying 15,000 rupees per flat, you can hire such services. But in Ahmedabad, કેવું છે બધું ચાલશે. Mumbai, they are more professional, right? So now, when you are creating for your next generation or generation to generation, આપણે ઘરની વાત કરીએ ને તો મારા મગજમાં એવું છે કે રોટી કપડા મકાન. તો રોટી એટલે તો બધા જ ખાઈ શકે, પુઅરમાં પુઅર. કદાચ એક ટાઈમ ખાય, અને હવે તો એ શક્ય નથી. કપડા તો બધા વર્ષે એકવાર તો લે, બરાબર. અમારા ચિરાગ બી જેવા દર અઠવાડિયે લે, બરાબર. પણ બધા એક વખત લે. ઘર છે ને લાઈફ ટાઈમમાં એક જ વાર લેવાતું હોય છે. ખાલી there are exception of મુરબ્બી કરશનભાઈ શેઠ નિરમા કે એમના 3 હાઉસ મેં જોયા છે, એક લીધું, બીજું લીધું, ત્રીજું લીધું. પણ they are exceptionally rare. In my case also, my father has constructed a house 62. In 2008, I have constructed a house. Now maybe in 2028, my son will construct his house. So in generation, it is only and your savings of 20, 20, 40 years, it has been built. So you have to be more careful. So such project report is must. What should be there in project report, which I narrated? All, each and everything should be clearly mentioned in the project report. And this is why this is an interesting case, the above one. In few tenement society, we had few tenement society like Ranna Park, near Ranna Park Society, Katlodia. In Katlodia, number of societies there. Sarvodaya Vibhag 1, 2 near Bhuyangdev, or Sarvotam Nagar in Sabarmati, or such other tenement society. So as earlier I tried, people shifted from a detached bungalow to semi-detached bungalow to row house and then tenement. Now that tenement doesn't have that lifestyle. And if you sell that, then huge land will be surplus, huge FSI will be surplus. And in that case, I give advice to have a chartered accountant. Why? We'll see at later stage. So these are the stages which I have from what happened. In record of right, when you go, so I have found there are various old entry of 1960. પેલા ખેડૂતે છે ને 200 રૂપિયા તગાવી કહેવાતી, એટલે 200 રૂપિયાની લોન લીધી હોય મહેસૂલ બેંકમાંથી, એ હજી ચાલતું હોય, રાઈટ. એટલે પાછળથી પછી બિલ્ડર કરવાનો છે એવું નહીં, તમારી વસ્તુ તો તૈયાર રાખો જો તમને સ્પીડીલી કરવું હોય અને ડિસ્પ્યુટ ઓછા કરવા હોય. તમારા રેવન્યુ મોટાભાગે લોકોને શું જોઈએ છે કે ભાઈ રોજ સફાઈ થાય અને પાણી પ્રોપર મળી રહે અને લિફ્ટ હોય તો લિફ્ટ સરખી ચાલે. આ 3 વળું સારી આપે એટલે એ ચેરમેન સેક્રેટરી સારા જ છે, પણ દે હેવ ટુ વર્ક અનધર થિંગ્સ ઓલ્સો till the possession and be used. This is the whole circle. So these are the stages. First is a initiative which general body has to decide for redevelopment, then tender or bidding, then tri-party agreement. Tri-party agreement is between that member, that society and the concerned developer, which who have tri-party not registered. Development agreement should be registered. Then approval, 75% people should have a consent. Then transit accommodation means rent has to be paid. So then after doing that, the real physical work starts, that is a demolition. Then which I told, insurance and safety. Then I told about operation and maintenance. After that, what will happen? Right? Which you have to start thinking from today. Right now in Ahmedabad, such old apartment, if I am not wrong, so 200 to 300 rupees is a maintenance charge per month. Now you are entering to 2,000 to 4,000 rupees. So how you are managing? Right? If you put the CCTV but there is no control room, then it's of no use. If nobody is assessing who are coming in the afternoon, who are coming at night time, and allotment procedure, how you are getting the allotment. And these are the documents. Some society doesn't have their original document. Number of the society, most of the society doesn't have a registration certificate. Then any title clearance, property card, then zonal certificate, environmental clearance, commencement certificate, city survey plan. So there are n number of things which, if 75% member are not ready, but majority 52% are there, then you update yourself by doing this. This is not costly. By doing this, you should update. Okay, after a few years when we go for redevelopment, this will work for us. And what are the demerits? There are very few demerits. But when I'm talking about the merits and merits, so demerit is, there is a huge GST, 18% on a new construction. Ultimately, that how it works, if this 18% GST is not there, instead of 30% addition, you may get a 33% more apartment. So that government is taking 18%. Actually, it is a different. So from my experience, I have written 18. It starts from 8 to 28. If you buy plywood, it is a 28%. So these are the things. Then second is, as I have told you, okay, from 200 to 2,000 rupees increase in maintenance cost. And additional area will be attract the stamp duty. And during this period, okay, you have done the execution. And there is a timeline cycle, it's coming. In between, if Jantri increases, what will happen? Earlier he was paying 6 crore, and now he has to pay 9 crore due to Jantri increase. And he is also right. He's all the calculations and his economics on that. It is one of the major things like construction cost and various taxes and various fees. These are the very important things. So then government should think, it will come in my recommendation. Of course, in this densely populated area, one building is collapsing, trucks are coming, so you are increasing carbon footprint, but no way. At longer run, by putting new construction, we are decreasing the carbon footprint. So it will compensate within 5-7 years. And threat of long-term capital gain tax. So there is one, I will come to that when it comes. So capital gain tax will be attracted. Suppose you are getting that gift money. What is that? Right? So overall the concern. So the bigger circle is a member. So member is more benefited. Second is government, planning process. If your road is 40 feet and in DP road line it has been made 60 feet, then when you go for redevelopment, you will leave that another 10 feet. So when the old houses has been renewed, so your pipeline is, so water leakage will be less, water wastage will be less. So all that things is a planning process will be benefited. Third is a tax, state. State is benefited due to tax, and that liability is done by the private people. The state doesn't have any role. Then of course the developer will be benefited, and tax department. The GST, the why tax department, here I have mentioned about the various tax and charges. So what, I will not touch this. So what are the members' concerns? So we have seen that. Okay, they are getting bigger house, good lifestyle, parking, maintenance, lift, all have been talked. State construction, so they were saving huge money in retrofitting or repairing, otherwise they have to do, right? Then post-earthquake building has been, pre-earthquake building will be replaced in a post-earthquake building, earthquake resistance. So that is a gain to the state. And we have just suffered before 2-3 years the corona, right? So compared to new building, old building will be much health conscious in epidemic like corona or SARS or anything. State will have a stamp duty, huge payment FSI, GST, and finally this is employment generation. How? How many? I don't have that data, I have not taken, but for constructing 1 square meter, how many man hours are required? If somebody knows, one can brief me. I think Vatsal or Professor Sivanand. So you are giving in lakhs man hours to unskilled matlab laborer, to semi-skilled like plumber, and skilled like engineers, supervisors, and other people. Now we are coming to this analysis. This is eye-opening analysis. I have taken West Ahmedabad. How I can consider that this building is before 2001 or after 2001? Then I found that in tax bill there is a age. If old building is there, tax rate is. There are 4 factors. One is the area factor. If you are in Navrangpura and if you are in Narol, the area factor will define. Second is the age. Third is the type of building. Either it is a corrugated sheet or pakka or semi-pakka like that. So I collected some 40,000 data, and 60 entry seat, and 86,388 data. So Vasna ward, what is the property tax number, and where it property has been constructed. It is mentioned in a property tax department, right? So it was a 400 seat, and in each seat there are 60 entry. So I cannot do the analysis. So I choose a sample size of 60 entry seat, and through that, all 60 entry seat, unfortunately, I have taken from Vasna. I should have taken this from all 20 wards, but I have not taken which I have mentioned. So Vasna, Ayojan Nagar, Chandrapur, Dhanlidhar, VS Hospital, Pritam Nagar, Manek Bagh, IIM, University, Gujarat College, Low Garden, HL College, Municipal Market. This is their ward name. Sardar Patel Stadium, Mamnagar, Ishwar Bhuvan, Usmanpura. This is the 20 wards. And there were 1,448 seat entry. And out of that, as I selected, so there were 530 apartments were there. Out of 530, I analyzed. So 240 apartments were constructed before 2000. So they are 25-year-old, one. Second, they are also pre-earthquake building. And in that case, 40 persons are 2000, before 2000 apartment. Then I calculated how many, how 204 apartment. What are the apartment, what is their built up is also mentioned in a property tax bill. So I got that. So out of in Vasna only 240 apartment is required to be immediately redevelopment. Here you can find apartment size is smaller, it is only 52 square meters, so it's smaller. So I have taken all the sample of Vasna. So in Vasna, that Jawaharnagar and other portion is at that time was a very backward area. Some Suthar, Luhar and other people. Still in Jawaraj Park, all artisan people are staying. So due to that, there was the small flat. So my average built-up size is only 52 square meter. Then analysis. So I analysis 86,000. So 40% will be, as I have said from the analysis, will be required redevelopment. So 34,752 apartment is needed redevelopment. And again, you have to add new apartment to the existing one. Then and then the redevelopment will be possible. So another 13,900 apartment will be constructed. Earlier it was 26, now it is 36. Earlier it was 18, now it is 21. Like that, 40% building unit will be additional one, which comes to 13,900. And just sake of super built up area, it will be a 1,000 square feet house, 1 bedroom house. So inference is what inference is? What we learn from this whole things. So all 20 wards are Ellisbridge constituency, assembly constituency, and 35,000 apartments are older than 25 years. Then what about the Naranpura, Vadaj, Prakriti Maidan, Vijay Charasta, what about that? I have taken the old municipal limit, right? So what about that? There are also some old flat. So I have taken little lesser. Why? Why? The Alice Bridge is the first bridge and Kocharab Ashram is the first ashram. So Gandhiji disciple, particularly staying in Khadia, these Desais and Bharts and Nagars and other elite community of that time. So they started Pritamnagar, as I said, you first society. So you will find in Ambawadi, Pritamnagar, Paladi, apartment is more. While Naranpura has been started after 10 years. If you talk about Ankur, then after 15 years. If you take Solar Road, then after 25 years. So I have taken, for my calculation, 25,000 apartment. So roughly it is a 60,000 apartment, right? Total. And out of that, 18,000 apartment are due for redevelopment. We are talking about only West Ahmedabad. So again, 5 years, in some cases 7 years, nothing will happen. But you have to deal with a 18,000 apartment. Then last is if Jantri increase. If some society has done development agreement in last October or November and government declare in December from they are hiking, right? So as I said you, there is no rush. So development agreement, then and then you will sign for a permission, and when they go for a permission in February or March and if Jantri rate is high, what will happen to payment FSI? Old circulation will be difficult. So planning concern, as a town planner, the housing stock is increased, upgradation of infrastructure, enhance urban design, and reduce the urban sprawl. So fourth is very important. Why you are going to South Bhopal? In South Bhopal, you will get a house in 60 lakh to 75 lakhs. So your budgetary provision, your home loan capacity can absorb 60 to 70 lakh ticket size. Now, if you want to buy here in Navarangpura, you will not get where there in 60, 70 lakhs, you are getting 3 bedroom. And if you go for Navarangpura in a lesser important area, even though it is a 1 crore plus, if you go to Sindhuban, it is a 3 crore plus. So in that case, people are going. And that is called Gherao ke Phelao. The city should be smart. It should be vertical, dense population, good density, good distance between your home and your workplace, right? So in that case, you are pushing them now Godavi and Shela beyond South Bhopal. The schemes are going. So by adding that 14,000, out of 18,000 is there, but if you construct 40%, so 7,200 new houses are there in the core city area, old municipal limit. So that people will not go. So naturally the speed of sprawl or per year what is a square kilometer sprawl increases will be reduced. Then planning concern, easier and faster implementation of local area plan. Nobody will be, I think my real estate friend also will not be knowing about local area plan. The development plan and TP scheme. So in the area which is come in a TOC, TOC is a Metro 4 FSI or BRTS 4 FSI. And in that case, to construct to consume 4 FSI, then and then my metro will work. And for that instead of 2.7, 4 has been given. And to consume that, right, you required local area plan. So in your sanction TP scheme, few smaller pathways will be created, small 400 square yard garden will be created without disturbing your FSI. So if you are staying in Alice Breeze or if you are staying in Usmanpura local area or Wadaj local area plan is there. You have to visit the AMC office and learn about the local area plan. Developer concerns, instead of, this is a high price land, so the capital investment is reduced. But it's a cumbersome cooperative process. It's not smooth. It is a 1961 act. It has been not amended after 50, 60 years. And in such project, easily loan are not available. Construction project loan I'm talking about. Tax concern, as I was talking, LTCG, long-term capital gain. So you have to go inside your building within 3 years. Otherwise, that LTCG, long-term capital gain tax, will be loosened. So make the agreement not more than 33 months. Get your BU 33 months. Otherwise, it will attract huge. Instead of long-term capital, it will be a short-term capital, which is 33%. Then I have mentioned about 36. Then tax bill. Earlier in such apartment, there are 2,000 to 3,000 is the annual municipal property tax bill. As your age is 60, 40, 50, right? Your size is smaller. Your type of construction is not A super plus. So now instead of 2,000, you should be ready for 20,000 tax bill. This is a tax concern, this is fine, about the GST. Then I'll talk about the unique order of High Court, few cases. So now, what are the issues? First thing is, there are 50 members, then I have to get the title clearance of 50 members. Few flat has been constructed by his father. His father doesn't have a will. His one brother is staying in abroad. So it's a HUF property, how to deal and how to get the title. In some cases, tenant are there, as per the old Tenant Act. Right? So the gift money has to be given to the tenant by the member. So that is very cumbersome. And few persons have taken a loan on their old apartment, some 2-3 lakhs. Now suddenly if we tell the member that you repay within 3-4 months, it may not be possible. So in GHB, what are the issues? GHB has an excellent redevelopment policy, but they are not supporting the remaining 25% member. Builder has to evacuate, but their officer is also not coming, or not they are threatening by notice. Or so that is why most of the process, only except one case where BU has been opted and members are residing. All other cases are pending at various stages. Some 15-20 such housing colonies are under redevelopment. Now, as I go back to 78 members in Vivekananda at Vijalpur, only 4 were saying no. Now there is a High Court order. Even though who will evict him? Any ઘરવકરી ને બધું બહાર કોણ કાઢશે? Police will say no. Revenue Department, Mamlatdar, Collector will say no. So in this policy, there is no clear-cut provision. How to evacuate legally? I'm not talking evacuation illegal, but legal evacuation, there is no provision. Now this is a very important 3-4 slide. So what happened? So before 1981, there were the different bylaws, different FSI, different margin. Then after 1981, there is another scenario. So in 1981, you can see G+2. And before 1981, all will have a BU permission. Right? So at that time, if we construct the super built up of that house, it will be lesser than 1.25. So if they are getting 2.7, so deduct 1.25, so they had a huge chunk to negotiate right? It is a 81 case. And other concerns are in before 81, some society is in TOZ, means BRTS line, then 4 FSI, if another 2.7, if R2 is there, 1.8. So FSI permissible, width of the road, it is a 12-meter road, commercial will not be possible. Or high rise will not be possible. You have to go for only 7-storied. And nearby real development, existing land use, the slums, smashan, so all is the concern. So this is after Auda, this is B. Earlier was 81, it was a A, this is B. Where again, instead of ground plus 2, now they were allowing ground plus 3 plus parking. So from 81 to 95, 96, right? And most of the apartments are without view, where I have written with view. Why? And in parking, there are always a flat. After 87, mostly, to 97, right? Then they were amalgamating the balcony. And that amalgamation of balcony has created few collapse during the earthquake. If you see the building collapse, so most of the having a floating column, one from footing to pillar parking level, this column, and then they can take and put it the corner. C and E type, and where the super built up is more than 2, I have mentioned. So they had only 2.7 to 2 game. So that one should understand. If you compare with your next neighboring society, which was constructed in 81, your constructed in 87, but your consumed super built up is 2 or more than 2. In other case, it's 1.25. So this is a scene B. Scene C, these are the various provision. FSI has been increased to 1.8. Till that it was 1. In high rise it was 2.25 in 81. And they concern the maximum 2 balcony. That balcony coverage and 100% balcony has been stopped in a building bylaws. And high rise permission has been officially started. Again, the change 4th time. After 2013, FSI has been increased, as we know, in the table I have mentioned, 2.7, 4, 5.4. So that has been increased. But now balcony and other, all things are included in FSI. Earlier it was not there. So people were making, instead of a rectangle or a square plot, they were making like Fairdeal house near Swastik Charas. If you see from the rear side, you will find 3-4E. And first time provision of TDR. What is TDR? Right? So you can take the FSI from one place to another place. So your society is near this Ambawadi slums. So nobody will come. And in that case, the additional land will be taken over by corporation and you will get the TDR. So that TDR is you can sell or you can use in your another building. So there is a great TDR market. You might not be aware. So we start from 1.25 to right now to get the TDR in 4 is a difficult. So this is again the case study. I have mentioned advertisement by society 0 month, then all 4, 6, 48. So total 54 month member are getting possession, but you are giving possession when it is mentioned. So only 36 months. The another month is the first one, And the last 2 months is just document. On one day, or your 100 apartment documentation is not possible. So that required 2 months. Now online you have to take a time and all that stuff. So rent time I have written 36 months at the below. Then I have considered real life scenario. 5000 ચોરસ મીટરનો પ્લોટ છે. એની અત્યારની પ્રાઇસ 1,20,000 છે. પાલડીના 60 ફૂટ 40 ફૂટના રોડ ઉપર હોય એટલે 1,20,000 હોય. એની પણ જંત્રી છે 20,000 અને એનો ઝોન છે R1 એટલે મળશે FSI 2.7. અને વોટ એઝમ્પશન્સ આઈ હેવ ટેકન કે 1800 રૂપિયા પર સ્ક્વેર ફીટ મને અત્યારે કન્સ્ટ્રક્શન પડે છે મારા કોમર્શિયલ રેસિડેન્શિયલ મારા રિયલ એસ્ટેટ રેસિડેન્શિયલ પ્રોજેક્ટનું 1800 રૂપિયા એ. અને આઈ એઝ્યુમ કે 2 વર્ષ આ કન્સ્ટ્રક્શન કે 3 વર્ષ ચાલશે ત્યારે મટીરિયલ રાઇઝ નહીં થાય, લેબર અને એ, રાઈટ. દેન થર્ડ થિંગ, નો હાઇક ઇન જંત્રી એઝ આઈ હેવ ટોલ્ડ યુ. એન્ડ ધી સ્મોલ ડેવલપર, right, they want from first day some booking will be there, so part of the construction capital will be given by the new booking. But if doesn't happen, what will be the situation? And assuming there will be 1 basement, then ground floor parking plus 7th floor, so 40% was the maximum ground purchase, 30% of existing. I have taken a case study of 1981, it is mentioned upstairs. I have not taken a case study of 87 or 97 or 2013. Why I have taken 1981? They are more dilapidated. They are more old, before 81. So 30 વત્તા 25. એટલે 55 વર્ષ જૂના છે. રાઈટ. એન્ડ ફિઝિબિલિટી કેમ છે કે એમને વાપર્યો છે 1.2, હવે મરે છે 2.7. દેન મેક્સિમમ FSI એમને વાપર્યો છે 1 હતો, એમને વાપર્યો છે 0.9. પણ એ વખતે બાલ્કની મફત મળતી હતી એટલે બાલ્કનીઓ હતી. હવે એ બાલ્કનીને આપણે કાર્પેટ એરિયામાં ગણવાની છે એટલે 1 બેડરૂમ હોય તો 2 બાલ્કની હોય, બેડરૂમ પ્લસ 1. 2 બેડરૂમ હોય તો 3 બાલ્કની હોય અને 3 બેડરૂમ હોય તો 4 બાલ્કની હોય. એટલે એક બાલ્કનીનો 5 ચોરસ મીટરનો એરિયા ગણીને 15 સ્ક્વેર મીટર બાલ્કનીનો એરિયા છે. એટલે પેલું જે 100 ચોરસ મીટરનું ઘર મેં એઝ્યુમ કર્યું અને 5000 પ્લોટ એટલે 50 ફ્લેટ હતા જૂના. અને એમાંથી હવે એને 100ની જગ્યાએ બાલ્કની ગણી એટલે 115 એની એક્ઝિસ્ટિંગ કાર્પેટ હતી. સો એટ પ્રેઝન્ટ 2.7 FSI. તો એ લોકોએ 50 ગુણ્યા 90, 100 ચોરસ મીટર ઘર હતું પણ પેલું 10 ચોરસ મીટર છે ને લિફ્ટ અને સ્ટેરકેસમાં હતું. એટલે 90 ચોરસ મીટરનું ઘર તો 50 ઘર મારે બનાવવા છે તો 4500 ચોરસ મીટર બિલ્ટઅપ એમાં વપરાઈ જાય. પણ ના, હવે મારે બાલ્કની પણ આપવાની છે એટલે બાલ્કનીનો એરિયા 750 એટલે 5250 ચોરસ મીટર ઇઝ માય redevelopment builder which I have to allocate to old members, right? So this is a super built up area કે અમે બાકીના ફ્લેટ કેવી રીતે વેચશું અને તમારું ડોક્યુમેન્ટેશન બી અમે સુપર બિલ્ટઅપ પ્રમાણે કરશું, નહીં તો તમે વેચવા જશો ત્યારે મુશ્કેલી થશે. એટલે સુપર બિલ્ટઅપ એનો 2250 ફૂટ થાય. And what is the total construction? Now, total construction, last but up, I have taken 10%. As per my અનુભવ કે અમે સુપર બિલ્ટઅપ કોઈ પણ સભ્યોને વેચી એનું ટોટલ મારીએ ને એનાથી વધારે મારા RCC વાળાનું બિલ હોય છે. કેમ કે બેઝમેન્ટ, સ્ટેરકેસીસ, ક્લબ હાઉસીસ, સિક્યોરિટી કેબિન, રાઈટ. તો અમે જે 43% ઉમેર્યા પછી બી એનાથી વધારે. એટલે જનરલી આઈ હેવ ટેકન મિનિમમ. એટલે પહેલાં એ બાંધવું પડશે, એને સપ્લાય કરવાનું છે 2,02,000 પણ બાંધવું પડશે 2,22,000. સો કન્સ્ટ્રક્શન કોસ્ટ 1800 રૂપિયા પ્રમાણે ગણી લીધી. દેન પ્લાન ફી એટલે અધર દેન ધ પેમેન્ટ FSI દેર આર નંબર ઓફ ધ ફીઝ આર દેર. એ 30 રૂપિયા પર ફૂટ ગણી એટલે 68 લાખ રૂપિયા. દેન પેમેન્ટ FSI 6 કરોડ પેમેન્ટ FSI ભરવું પડશે એને. 50 યુનિટનું 36 મહિનાનું 25,000 પ્રમાણેનું રેન્ટ એટલે 4.5 કરોડ. કન્સલ્ટેશન એટલે સ્ટ્રક્ચર એન્જિનિયર, આર્કિટેક્ટ, કન્સલ્ટિંગ પ્લાન એપ્રુવલ એજન્સી, તો એના 75 લાખ. માર્કેટિંગ કોસ્ટ, મતલબ દેટ બિલ્ડર હેઝ ટુ માર્કેટ ધ અધર અપાર્ટમેન્ટ, તો એના 1 કરોડ. ડેવલપ વિચ ઇન્ક્લુડ્સ ઓલ થિંગ્સ ઇન્ક્લુડિંગ બ્રોકરેજ, અધર થિંગ્સ 1 કરોડ. દેન ડેવલપમેન્ટ એગ્રીમેન્ટ, જે મેં કહ્યું 3.5% પ્લસ 1% એની કોસ્ટ, પ્લસ જીએસટી, રાઈટ. એમાં મેં 14% એટલે લખ્યું છે કે મને અમુક ઇનપુટ ક્રેડિટ મળતી હોય, આમ 18 લખ્યું હતું આગળ, એટલે એ મળતી હોય એટલે 14 લખ્યું છે. અને હિડન કોસ્ટ, વી અન્ડરસ્ટેન્ડ કે ટેબલ નીચે જે આપવા પડે એ હિડન કોસ્ટ. સો આખા પ્રોજેક્ટની બિલ્ડરની કોસ્ટ આમાં નીચે વાંચો, ગિફ્ટ એમાઉન્ટ નોટ ઇન્ક્લુડેડ. આઈ હેવ રાઇટ નાઉ નોટ ઇન્ક્લુડેડ. 1 રૂપિયો આપશું કે 11 લાખ આપશું, વિચ આઈ હેવ નોટ ઇન્ક્લુડેડ. સો ઇટ્સ અ 6108 lakhs. પડતર કિંમત આપણે દેશી ભાષામાં કહીએ તો. સો હવે ડેવલપર પાસે કેટલા યુનિટ રહ્યા છે? 40. કે હવે નવા 90 બને છે. એને 2250નો સુપર બિલ્ટઅપ, એટલે સુપર બિલ્ટઅપ વેચવાનું, અને 6800નો ભાવ લીધો છે. અમુક 6300 હોય પણ રોડ સાઈડના વધારે હોય, ઉપરના વધારે હોય, કોમન પ્લોટ દેખાતો હોય તો વધારે હોય, એ બધું અંદર ઇન્ક્લુડ કર્યું છે ઇન દેટ બેઝિક. એન્ડ પ્લસ 900 રૂપિયાનું પેકેજ ગણ્યું છે નીચે. પેકેજ ઇઝ એએમસી ચાર્જ, લીગલ ચાર્જ, 1.5 year permanent maintenance, all has been parking. એક પાર્કિંગ લો તો 2.5 લાખ, 2 પાર્કિંગ તો 5 લાખ, લાઈક દેટ હેઝ બીન કર્યું. તો એને 6930 માં પડે છે લેક્સ. 69,30,000 રૂપિયામાં એને મળતર મળવાનું છે. એને કેટલા મળવાના છે? એને કેટલા ખર્ચવાના છે? 61,08,000 કરોડ. સો એને 822 લાખ, એટલે 8 કરોડ 22 લાખ રૂપિયા પહેલા મળે છે. એમાં 2 લાખ જ હું ગિફ્ટ એમાઉન્ટ ગણું છું. એટલે 50 જણની 2 લાખ, એટલે 1 કરોડ રૂપિયા નીકળી જાય એમાંથી. એટલે બાકીના 722 લાખ, એટલે 7 કરોડ 22 લાખ ડેવલપરને મળે. હવે એનું મેં કર્યું છે કે એ ખાલી 15 કરોડની જ કેપિટલ લગાડે છે. પ્રોજેક્ટ કેટલાનો છે? 63 કે 65 કરોડનો. 15 કરોડની કેપિટલ લગાવે છે, 12 જ મહિના અને 9% જ વ્યાજ. જનરલી ડેવલપરને 9%થી વધારે 18% સુધી બધા ભરે છે, પણ 9% ગણ્યું છે. તો 1 કરોડ 35 લાખનું એને ઇન્ટરેસ્ટ થાય. એ એવું સમજે કે આ 15 કરોડ હું બેંકમાં મૂકી દઉં તો મને 9% મળશે. હવે આ ધંધામાં મૂક્યા તો એ 9% તો ગણે, તો 135. સો નેટ સરપ્લસ એને 5 કરોડ 87 લાખ બિફોર ટેક્સ. એના ઉપર એને ટેક્સ જે ભરવાનો થતો હોય એ ભરવો પડે. પણ એમાં મને એવો એક વિચાર આવ્યો કે હું ખાલી કન્સ્ટ્રક્શન જ કરું અને 10% જ ગ્રોસ પ્રોફિટ રાખું, તો હું કન્સ્ટ્રક્શન કેટલાનું કરું છું? 40 કરોડ 9 લાખનું, 409 lakhs. અને 10% મારો પ્રોફિટ તો કેટલો હોવો જોઈએ? 4 કરોડ 9 લાખ. તો હવે આ 5 કરોડ 87 લાખનો પ્રોફિટમાંથી 4 કરોડ તો હું કોન્ટ્રાક્ટર હોતો મળી જાત. તો એઝ અ ડેવલપર મને વધારાનું શું મળ્યું? તો 1 કરોડ ને 78 લાખ. So this is just more or less figure I have taken, realistic figure for Ahmedabad. If your plot size 1.25 લાખ રૂપિયા મેં ગણી છે, પણ એની જગ્યાએ 90,000 હોય તો એને મૂકો. તમારી જંત્રી મેં 20,000 ગણી છે, પણ 18,000 હોય કે 2800 તો એને મૂકો. અને તમારો રેટ મેં આખા અમદાવાદનો 6800 ગણ્યો છે, તો તમારે ત્યાં 5400 હોય તો 5400 મૂકો. એટલે યુ વિલ ગેટ ધ. સો ધીસ ઇઝ પોટેન્શિયાલિટી. વોટ ઇઝ ધ પોટેન્શિયાલિટી? ક્યાં આ અર્બન પ્લાનર અને રિયલ એસ્ટેટ ડેવલપર માટેનો સબ્જેક્ટ છે. જ્યાં વધારે એફએસઆઈ હશે ત્યાં, વિડ્થ ઓફ ધ રોડ સારો હશે ત્યાં, લેન્ડ માર્કેટ પ્રાઇસ જ્યાં આજુબાજુમાં 6800 વેચાતું હોય, 5200 નહીં ત્યાં, જંત્રી રેટ એપ્રોપ્રિએટ હોય. હવે પેલામાં મેં 6 કરોડ કીધા પેમેન્ટ એફએસઆઈ, હવે 1.5 થાય તો 9 કરોડ થાય. તો હવે કેલ્ક્યુલેશન કરી દો, એને 4 કરોડ સમથિંગનો પ્રોફિટ ગણ્યો છે, તે 3 કરોડ નીકળી જાય. તો ઇટ ઇઝ રોલ ઓફ નેબરહુડ ડેવલપમેન્ટ. એટલે ઝૂંપડાની બાજુમાં છો, મંદિરની બાજુમાં છો, કોમ્યુનિટી હોલની બાજુમાં છો, દેટ ઇઝ. અને ઘણી વખત શું છે કે એવા નાના પ્લોટો હોય કે જેમાં 2 જ બિલ્ડિંગ નાના ગ્રાઉન્ડ+2 ના હોય, બરાબર, એમને ખબર ના હોય. પણ જ્યારે કોર્પોરેશનમાં ઓછામાં ઓછી કેટલી રોડ લાઈન હશે વસલભાઈ? ના ના, કેટલા નંબર ઓફ રોડ લાઈન ઓલ ઓવર ધ વેસ્ટ અમદાવાદ, જે આપણો ઈચ એન્ડ એવરી પ્લેસ ધેર ઇઝ અ રોડ લાઈન. એટલે તમારો 60 ફૂટનો હોય 80 થતો હોય, 80 વાળો 100 થતો હોય, 40 વાળો 60 થતો હોય, 9 એટલે 30 વાળો 40 થતો હોય. એટલે પહેલાને એફએસઆઈ કન્ઝ્યુમ નહીં થાય, એટલે એ પોટેન્શિયાલિટીને એફેક્ટ કરે છે. ધીસ ઓલ 10-11 ફેક્ટર્સ આર પોટેન્શિયાલિટીને કેવી રીતે કરે છે. અને બાજુમાં ખાલી મારા અનુભવથી મેં લખ્યું છે, રેર ફિઝિબલ, લેસ ફિઝિબલ, ફિઝિબલ અને મોસ્ટ ફિઝિબલ. રાઈટ? સો મોસ્ટ ફિઝિબલ એટલા માટે કે રિસેલ ઇઝ ઓલ્સો ઇમ્પોર્ટન્ટ એન્ડ પ્રાઇસ. ડીલ તો તમારે 1-to-1 સોસાયટી જોડે કરવાનું છે, બરાબર. એટલે તમે નવરંગપુરા કે સેટેલાઇટ એટલે આંબાવાડી કે એમાં કરશો તો ઇટ ઇઝ મોર ફિઝિબલ. વાઇલ તમે વેજલપુરમાં જીવરાજ પાર્કમાં રીડેવલપમેન્ટ કરશો તો વેચવાનો બી પ્રશ્ન થાય, અને 40 યુનિટ તો વેચવાના છે આઉટ ઓફ 90. Price per super built up area will be also lesser per square feet. So what is my recommendation? So in Mumbai it was I have written 1.5, but it is 1.33 FSI. I'm talking about the island city where redevelopment is happening. Now they have increased 4 to 5. So what is the increase? So from 1.33 to 4. So increase is 2.77. Right? Here, if your plot is open or you are redeveloping, same FSI. Right? So increase in FSI is must. If you want to develop all 18,000 houses in a West Ahmedabad, and I have told that premium FSI is 6 crore. While what is the profit? 5 point something. So your payment charge is more than, yes, I am agree, payment, the municipal corporation has to do development work, infrastructure work, number of the work. But for redevelopment they have to think. For open plot, they can think of, a plot to kada jane 2000 માં લીધો હોય, 20000 માં લીધો હોય, આજે, that is a different story. But in redevelopment they have to rethink about the payment FSI. Then provision of TDR, as I have make you understand કે ઝૂંપડાની બાજુમાં છે તો ત્યાં બિલ્ડિંગ તો ડિલાપિડેટેડ એટલે પડી જાય એવું છે જ, 60-65 વર્ષ જૂનું છે, જેને આપણે જોઈએ છીએ. જ્યારે ઝૂંપડાની વચ્ચે થઈને જઈએ છીએ ત્યાં જમણી બાજુ એકાદા ફ્લેટની સ્કીમ છે. હવે એને કોઈ કરશે જ નહીં. ત્યાંથી ટીડીઆર મને આપે તો હું સિંધુ ભવનના મારા પ્રોજેક્ટમાં જે મને મળતો હોય એમાં હું લગાવું. દેન મેન્ડેટરી રેગ્યુલેશન. આપણે જૂના વખતે ઓટો ને ધ્યાનમાં રાખ્યા વગર રોડ થયા છે. એટલે આજે મણિનગરમાં 12 મીટરનો રોડ એટલે તો બહુ મોટો રોડ કહેવાય. 6, 7.5 અને 9 મીટરના રોડો છે જેના ઉપર 3 માળ 5 માળના બિલ્ડિંગો છે. રાઈટ? એને વાઇડન કરવાની જરૂર છે. જે રીડેવલપમેન્ટ કરશો એટલે કમ્પલસરી રોડ લાઇન હશે એટલે તમને ત્યાંથી જ માર્જિન છોડવું પડશે. પણ આઈ એમ ટોકિંગ અબાઉટ અ ડિફરન્ટ થિંગ કે તમારે બીઆરટીએસના બસ સ્ટેન્ડે કે મેટ્રો પર જવું છે, બરાબર, અને વચ્ચે મોટો જ કેમ્પસ આવ્યો છે. રોડ તમારા બાલ્કનીમાંથી બીઆરટીએસની બસ દેખાય છે, પણ યુ હેવ ટુ ડીટૂર. રાઈટ? સો ઇન ઇન્ડિયન કન્ડિશન જ્યારે આપણે 2070 કાર્બન ઝીરોની વાત કરીએ છીએ, વી હેવ ટુ યુઝ એન્ડ ઇટ ઇઝ મસ્ટ. અત્યારે તમને એવું લાગશે કે ના કોઈ જશે નહીં મેટ્રોમાં, પણ ઇન ફોરેન કન્ટ્રી, અધર ડેવલપ કન્ટ્રી, યુરોપ, પીપલ આર યુઝિંગ મેટ્રો. યસ, ફ્રિકવન્સી ઇઝ રિક્વાયર્ડ. લાસ્ટ માઇલ કનેક્ટિવિટી એટલે તમારા ઘરથી ત્યાં સુધી જવાની વ્યવસ્થા. આવા 1-2 અથવા પાર્કિંગનો સ્લોટ, આ 2-3 વસ્તુની જરૂર છે. એ ઇન ટાઈમ ઇટ વિલ બી ડેવલપ. So in that case, there is a provision in local area plan કે only 6 feet pathway. તો પાછળની સોસાયટીવાળા, એ તમારી સોસાયટીમાં નથી આવતા, પણ તમારું જે માર્જિન 12 ફૂટ હતું, 4 મીટર હોય એટલે 13 ફૂટ, એમાંથી 5 ફૂટ તમે તમારી ઓનરશિપ જ રહે છે, એમાંથી તમે એને એક્સેસ આપો છો, બરાબર? અને એ એક્સેસ આપો છો તેની સામે યુ કેન હેવ નંબર ઓફ ધ બેનિફિટ. એટલું એફએસઆઈ આપે, એટલું ટેક્સમાં રિડક્શન કરે. ધેર આર પ્લાનિંગ સોલ્યુશન ફોર દેટ. So that is one. Then compulsory it should be green building. All redevelopment buildings should be green building. Then each society has to take one plot where 1,000 tree has to be planted and maintained for 7 years. કારણ કે સોસાયટીવાળાને ગિફ્ટ મની મળ્યું છે, સરસ ઘર મળ્યું છે, મોટું ઘર મળ્યું છે, સારી ફેસિલિટી છે, તો દરેક સોસાયટી પોતાની બાજુમાં એક રોડ ઉપર 500,000 ઝાડ 7 વર્ષ સુધી વાવે. અને ના વાવે તો એના ટેક્સમાં સીધું 10% ઇન્ક્રીઝ, કે સમથિંગ કેન બી મિકેનિઝમ કેન બી શેર. અને લાસ્ટ થિંગ, 5% more parking than judicial required parking. What I have assessed in Vasna, Paladi, Jawaharnagar, all that area, particularly in Jain Merchant and other society, the road widths are very small, right? So in that case, now in most of the society, visitors are not allowed. Actually, visitor parking is compulsory. You have to write on the board before getting BU permission, even though the security guard never allow in any society the visitors. So what they are doing? They are encroaching the public road. And in our political, legal, economic system, if you park your car whole night, you have to pay some money. That will not work. Still, we are not equipped. Users charges. કે તમે વાપરો છો ને એના પૈસા લો. Right? So in that case, I suggest કે 5%. Most of the redevelopment is in residential. Why? In commercial, there is no redevelopment. Hardly, I have not seen any commercial society has been redeveloped. So you allowed exclusively 5% parking, and it should be access from the public road. એટલે તમારો મેઇન ગેટની જોડે જ મૂકી દો. Right? So your visitor can go inside and park, and there will be supervision from your security guard. So thank you very much. Thank you.
I invite the House for question and answer session.
સર થેન્ક યુ સર. એટલે સામાન્ય પ્રશ્ન તો એવો થાય કે આપ કોણ સી ચક્કી કા આટા ખાતે હો. આટલું બધું રિસર્ચ કર્યું સર, આટલું બધું જાણવાનું ખૂબ આભાર. આપ જે આટલું બધું કર્યું, તો મારો પ્રશ્ન એ છે સર કે આપણી ગવર્મેન્ટ જે મહારાષ્ટ્રમાં આટલું પોઝિટિવ કર્યું, આપ ઘણા સાથે ગવર્મેન્ટમાં આપને વાર્તાલાપ થતો, આપણી સરકાર આ બાબતમાં ગુજરાત સરકાર પર્ટિક્યુલરલી આ રીડેવલપને પ્રોત્સાહન આપવા કંઈ વિચારી રહી છે, અથવા આપના એમને સજેશન શું હોઈ શકે સર? થેન્ક યુ.
સજેશન તો મેં મારા કન્ક્લુઝન અથવા રેકમેન્ડેશનમાં કયા છે. એક તો એફએસઆઈ વાળી વાત છે. સેકન્ડ, કે જે તમે મારું જે ટાઈમલાઈન જુઓ તો છેલ્લે 2 મહિના બીયુ પરમિશનના લખ્યા છે, શરૂઆતમાં 3 મહિના બિલ્ડિંગ પરમિશન, એટલે 5 મહિના છે. તો સિંગલ વિન્ડો સિસ્ટમ કરીને, કારણ કે ત્યાં બિલ્ડિંગ હતું જ, એટલે એનું માપ, એનો ઝોન બધું તૈયાર જ હોય. કોઈ નવું બિલ્ડિંગ હોય તો એમને ચેક કરવાનું થાય કે ભાઈ આ 32 મીટરનું બિલ્ડિંગ છે, તો સાઇટ ઉપર 32 મીટર છે કે એને છત્રી કરી દીધું છે. પણ અહીંયા તો ચારે બાજુ બિલ્ડિંગ છે, એટલે કોઈ વન વિન્ડો સિસ્ટમ કરીને પ્લાન ઝડપથી કરે. દેટ ઇઝ વન. સેકન્ડ થિંગ, કે પેમેન્ટ એફએસઆઈમાં ડ્રાસ્ટિક ચેન્જ લાવે. થર્ડ, કે ઓન ધ ડે ઓફ ડેવલપમેન્ટ રજિસ્ટ્રેશન એગ્રીમેન્ટ જે પણ જંત્રીઓ હોય એને કાયમ રાખો, કારણ કે એના 4-6 મહિના પછી તમારો પ્લાન પાસ થાય છે. બાકી પ્રાઇઝ હાઈક ને એ તો ડેવલપર હેઝ ટુ સફર. ઓકે, થેન્ક યુ.
સાહેબ, મારો એક સવાલ, એક સજેશન છે, સવાલ તો નથી, પણ સૌથી પહેલાં તો એક્સલન્ટ પ્રેઝન્ટેશન. એક્સલન્ટ એટલે ડેટા વાઇઝ સુપર. અને જેને કહેવાય કે રીડેવલપમેન્ટ પોલિસીનું આજ સુધીનું અપડેટેડ જે કંઈ સમજ છે એ અને જે કંઈ પ્રશ્નો છે એમાંનું કશું છૂટ્યું નથી. એટલે ઇટ ઇઝ ફૂલ પ્રૂફ પ્રેઝન્ટેશન. ખાસ કરીને ખાસ એ કહેવાનું છે કે ગવર્મેન્ટ અત્યારે બી જે ઓફ ધ રેકોર્ડ જાણવા મળે છે એ પ્રમાણે વધારે હવે સ્પ્રોલ ઈચ્છતી નથી, નવો રેસિડેન્શિયલ ઝોન બનાવવા ઈચ્છતી નથી. એ એક પોઝિટિવ સાઇન છે. ભલે જમીન માલિકો માટે કદાચ એ નેગેટિવ સાઇન છે, લેન્ડ બ્રોકરો માટે અને લેન્ડ માટે, પણ જો એ બાજુનું ગવર્મેન્ટનું ઇન્ક્લિનેશન હોય અને જો એક્ઝિસ્ટિંગ સિટી છે એને વધારે ડેન્સિફાઈ કરવાની વાત હોય, અને જ્યારે આ ટાઈપનો જે કાયદો કહેવાય રીડેવલપમેન્ટનો એ હવે 8 વર્ષનો થયો અને વધારે એનું ઇમ્પ્લિમેન્ટેશન છેલ્લા 5-6 વર્ષથી થયું, એમાં પાછું વચ્ચે કોરોનાને લીધે વધારે નુકસાન થયું. તો ધીસ ઇઝ ધ રાઇટ ટાઈમ કે જીઆઈસીએ જેવી સંસ્થાએ આનું લોબિંગ કરવું જોઈએ. ખાલી પ્રેઝન્ટેશનની વાત નથી કરતો, આનું કોન્સ્ટન્ટ લોબિંગ કરવું જોઈએ કે ભાઈ તમે આ પોલિસી નવી ઇમ્પ્રૂવ કરો, આવી કરો, અને ઇટ ઇઝ બને એટલી જલ્દી તમે એઝ અ સેમ્પલ અમદાવાદ જેવા સિટીમાં તમે એને ઇમ્પ્લિમેન્ટ કરો.
હા, એટલે આઈ એમ એગ્રી વિથ યુ એન્ડ આઈ થિંક મોસ્ટ ઓફ ધ સચ થિંગ્સ ઇઝ ધેર. અને હું તો જે રિડક્શન ઇન પેમેન્ટ એફએસઆઈ છે ને એ પણ એવું કરું કે હું 40 મીટરના કરું છું તો મારું રિડક્શન 30% કરું, 35% કરું. હું 80 કે 100 મીટરના કરું છું તો મારું રિડક્શન 25 કે 20% જ કરું. હું અલ્ટ્રા લક્ઝરી ઘર બનાવું છું તો મને 10% જ આપો. સો એવા પણ કોઈ અલગ અલગ ક્રાઇટેરિયા કરવા જોઈએ.
એટલે હું એવું કહું છું સાહેબ, એનાથી એક સ્ટેપ આગળ કે આપણે જીઆઈસીએ જેવી સંસ્થામાં બધી જાતના લોકો છે, આપણે એક આવો ડ્રાફ્ટ રેગ્યુલેશન્સ આના માટેનું તૈયાર કરીને જ સરકારને આપીએ કે તમે અમારા આ રીતે ઇમ્પ્લિમેન્ટ કરો. પછી એ લોકો છો ને સ્ક્રુટિની કરતા.
ઓફ ધ રેકર્ડ વાત કરું કે ગુજરાત સરકારે જ્યારે ગુજરાત, તામિલનાડુ, મહારાષ્ટ્ર અને ગુજરાત એ વધારે શહેરીકરણ ધરાવતા રાજ્યો છે બીજા કરતા, એટલે એક HLC હાઈ લેવલ કમિટી બનાવી છે જે આપણા જૂના કમિશનર હતા કેશવ વર્મા, અને એ કમિટીમાં 12-14 મેમ્બરો છે. જે સેક્રેટરી છે, ઓડાના CEO, અમદાવાદના કલેક્ટર, સેપ્ટના સબ્જેક્ટ એક્સપર્ટ પ્રોફેસરો, કે ભાઈ ટ્રાન્સપોર્ટેશનવાળા, હાઉસિંગવાળા, લાઈક દેટ. એમાં આઈ એમ વન ઓફ ધ મેમ્બર, રાઈટ. તો એક દિવસ હું आई वेंट टू केशव वर्मा જેની રિવરફ્રન્ટ ઉપર ઓફિસ છે, तो उसने बोला कि हम जल्दी कॉफ़ी पी लेते हैं, आई हैव टू रश टू CM हाउस, CM हैज़ कॉल्ड मी, चीफ मिनिस्टर ने हमने बुलाया था. तो बोला कि नहीं आप कॉफ़ी पीते मेरे को कुछ बताइए. तो आई हैव रेज दिस રીડેવલપમેન્ટ ઇશ્યુ. ઇમિડિયેટલી આઈ આસ્ક માય ઓફિસ, અને અહીંયા એનું કોપી કાઢી અને કોપી લઈ અને CM સાહેબનો પ્રતિસાદ પણ સારો હતો એ પછી કેશવ વર્મા. એટલે એ રીતે હજી એ રજૂઆતો કર્યા જ કરવી પડે. અને એ રજૂઆતો છે ને માત્ર CM ને નહીં, યુ એજ્યુકેટ યોર MLA. તમે તમારા MLA ને MP ને એજ્યુકેટ કરશો ને, બરાબર, તો ઇટ ઇઝ ગોઈંગ ટુ બી પરકોલેટેડ. હા, CM પાસે બી નહીં જવાનું એવું નથી, પણ
એટલે બધી બાજુથી એનો એ કરવું પડે.
થેન્ક યુ.
એટલે જ મેં લોબિંગ વર્ડ વાપર્યો, એનું કારણ જ એ હતું.
નમસ્કાર સાહેબ, મારું નામ સત્કારવી બારોટ છે. હું રિયલ એસ્ટેટથી જ જોડાયેલું છું. તમારો પ્રોજેક્ટ વેરી નાઇસ છે, બધું જ એક્યુએશન ફાઇન કર્યું છે, પણ ગવર્મેન્ટ આજે જે છે રોડ ઇન્ફ્રાસ્ટ્રક્ચર, આજે ઇસ્કોન એસજી હાઈવે આપણે બી જોઈએ છે, તો જે ટ્રાફિક કન્ઝપ્શન છે રોડની ને બિલ્ડિંગની FSI વધારો છો, પણ પર ડે કેલ્ક્યુલેશન નથી થતું કે કેટલું ટ્રાફિક કન્ઝપ્શન થશે. તમે અંડરગ્રાઉન્ડ કરો, ફ્લાયઓવર કરો, બધું જ કરતો એ પીક અવર્સમાં બધા જ ચોખ્ખા ભરે છે. તો આનું અવડામાં કે ટાઉન પ્લાનિંગમાં ડેવલપમેન્ટની અંદર બહુ કેલ્ક્યુલેશનની જરૂર છે, પણ 24 અવર્સની અંદર કે 12 અવર્સમાં કેટલો ટ્રાફિક જશે એ પ્રમાણે FSI આપવી જોઈએ.
એમાં હું તમારી જોડે એગ્રી નથી. કેમ કે જ્યારે આ 81નું મકાન બનાવ્યું, 12 એપાર્ટમેન્ટ હતા, તો એમના સસરા કે એમના મામા પાસે કાર નથી
Right.
ઇન 81-87માં. બરાબર. હવે આજે ડ્યુ ટુ ધ વેરિયસ રીઝન, ઇકોનોમિક અપલિફમેન્ટ, કાર, એમાં મળતી લોન, રાઈટ, એટલે કારની સંખ્યા વધે છે.
Right.
બરાબર. હવે આપણા પર હજારે શિવાનંદ સ્વામીને હું આપું, એ આ ઇસ્યુને મારાથી સારી રીતે કે સમજાવશે. એ BRTS મેટ્રો એ બધાની ડિઝાઇન કરીને હી ઇઝ એક્સપર્ટ,
રાઈટ.
અને સેપ્ટમાં હી ઇઝ એક્સ ડાયરેક્ટર આપણી સેપ્ટ
પછી
knowledge-માં.
આમાં ડ્રેનેજ
એટલે ડ્રેનેજ તો છે બધે. કેમ કે એક FSI ગણે,
હા
એક FSI ગણે એટલે મારો 500 વારનો બંગલો છે,
બરાબર છે.
તો મેં એમાં શું મને મળે કેટલો? આજના પ્રમાણે 2.7 ગણો તો એક 1350.
બરાબર.
હવે મેં બંગલો બાંધ્યો છે 600 નો, એટલે એ બધો સરપ્લસ FSI છે વિચ ઇઝ યુટિલાઇઝિંગ.
ઓકે.
એટલે ઇન્ફ્રાસ્ટ્રક્ચર આ વાતો નથી. રહી વાત ટ્રાફિક કન્જેશનની, એ તો યુ હેવ ટુ સ્વિચ. NMV એટલે નોન મોટર વ્હીકલ, એટલે તમારે એવા અને એટલા માટે જ મેં આ પાથવે કેમ મૂક્યો
હા.
કે તમારા ઘરથી 3 મિનિટ હશે ને તો ક્યારેક તમે મેટ્રો વાપરશો, રોજ નહીં વાપરો.
બરાબર.
અત્યારે નથી વાપરતા એનું કારણ કે ત્યાં પાર્કિંગ નથી, અથવા ત્યાંથી AMTS પકડો, બધી અલગ ટિકિટો છે. હવે એ બી સિમલાઇન થઈ ગયું છે કે યુ કેન હેવ વન ડિજિટલ કાર્ડ, યુ કેન ટ્રાવેલ એનીવે.
Right.
એટલે જ્યારે બુલેટ ટ્રેન બી આવી રહી છે, એટલે આ ઇસ્યુથી રીડેવલપમેન્ટ ના થાય અથવા ઓછો FSI આપે, કારણ કે એ પડી જશે શું થશે?
હા એ વાત સાચી. એટલે એને રિનોવેશનમાં
એને ઓછો FSI આપશો તો આખું ઓડિયન્સ હવે સમજ્યું છે તો રીડેવલપમેન્ટ શક્ય નથી, નોટ ફિઝિબલ.
રાઈટ.
બરાબર. તો એ ટ્રાફિક ક્યાંથી આવે છે? એમને જનરેટ કર્યો છે. એમની આર્ગ્યુમેન્ટ શું? એ તો કે ભાઈ બોપલ અને સાઉથ બોપલથી લોકો આવે છે, અને અમને કેમ ટ્રાફિક ઓછો કરો છો?
રાઈટ.
રાઈટ. થેન્ક યુ.
અને સાહેબ અત્યારે જે ડ્રેનેજ દો ને એનો બી ઇસ્યુ છે, જે સેલામાં બી એપલવુડનો 2 વર્ષથી ચાલે છે પ્રોબ્લેમ.
ઇટ ઇઝ નોટ લિંક વિથ ઇટ્સ અ ઇન્ફ્રાસ્ટ્રક્ચર પ્રોવિઝન. અને લકીલી એશિયન ડેવલપમેન્ટ બેંકની બહુ જ મોટી લોન લઈ અને ત્યાં ટ્રંક સુઅર લાઇન નાખે છે. ટ્રંક સુઅર લાઇન PCSNL કન્સ્ટ્રક્શન કંપની, જેના ચેરમેન ચિરાગભાઈ બેઠા છે, અને એ કામ ચાલુ છે. અને આમ જૂનમાં છે, પણ જૂન નહીં તો એ સપ્ટેમ્બર સુધીમાં એ લાઈન ચાલુ થઈ જશે.
થેન્ક યુ.
Due to time concern, okay. Okay, fast.
બહુ ઝડપથી બોલી જઈશ, ટાઈમ ઓછો છે. માહિતીસભર પ્રોગ્રામ થેન્ક્સ ટુ AMA અને GCCI વર્તમાન રીડેવલપમેન્ટ અંગે સમસ્યા, સમાધાન અને સાવચેતી આ અંગેના શ્રી NK પટેલ સાહેબના ડાયાગ્રામ સાથેના ખૂબ મહેનતભર્યા, પુરુષાર્થભર્યા પ્રયત્નોને અમે બિરદાવીએ છીએ. થોડું અને ભવિષ્યમાં આવા જ પ્રોગ્રામ થાય એવા માટે હું રિકમેન્ડ કરું છું કે જેથી વધુ માહિતી મળે અને લોકોને એની જાણ થાય અને આપણું કામ સરળ બને. થેન્ક યુ.
Question. Last question.
આજે રીડેવલપમેન્ટની વાતી હલો જે આ રીડેવલપમેન્ટમાં જે આ તકલીફો જે સાહેબે કીધી આપણને, એટલે એનો કેસ હું તમને કહું. જે આપણે રામદેવપી ટેકરા એ લગભગ 4 લાખ સ્ક્વેર મીટરનું આખા ડેવલપમેન્ટ ચાલે છે. એમાં 2016માં ટેન્ડર બહાર પાડ્યા હતા, એ લગભગ 2026-27માં આપણે લગભગ કામ પૂરા કરીશું. એટલે એમાં ઘણી તકલીફો પડતી હોય છે કે જેવી કે જમીનોની, પ્લસ જે રહેતા હોય એ લોકો જલ્દી એગ્રી ના થાય, એટલે આ બધા લોટ્સ ઓફ પ્રોબ્લેમ હોય છે એમાં. એટલે પણ એ 10,000 મકાનો ત્યાં બનશે આપણે રામાપીર ટેકરામાં, જે મોટી આપણે કહેવાય
Question, please.
અમદાવાદની. એટલે ને બીજું કે આ રીડેવલપમેન્ટના હિસાબે જો આપણે ઇન્ફ્રાસ્ટ્રક્ચરનું બી કોસ્ટ ઘટી જાય, કે તમારી ગટર લાઇન છે પ્લસ તમારું રોડ છે એ તમારે ડેવલપ ના કરો આપણે વધારે, એનો બી આ ફાયદો થાય.
થેન્ક યુ. યસ પ્લીઝ.
હાય, માય નેમ ઇઝ રોવિન દેસાઈ. હું પ્રોલિફિક સ્પેસીસ કરીને એક રિયલ એસ્ટેટ ફર્મમાં છું અને છેલ્લા 7-8 વર્ષથી સન જોડે બહુ ક્લોઝલી કામ કરું છું એમના સન દીપભાઈ જોડે. મારો એક સર ક્વેશ્ચન છે. ફર્સ્ટ ઓફ ઓલ સુપર પ્રેઝન્ટેશન. એક રીડેવલપમેન્ટ કેસમાં એક એવો ઇશ્યુ હતો પાલડીમાં, જે મને ખ્યાલ છે, હું તો એ બાજુ કામ નથી કરતો, પણ બિકોઝ આઈ ન્યૂ સમ ઓફ ધ મેમ્બર્સ, કે જ્યારે રીડેવલપમેન્ટમાં ગઈ હતી સોસાયટી ત્યારે બધું અગ્રી થઈ ગયું, અને મીન વાઇલ અગ્રીમેન્ટ થઈ ગયું, અને પછી કામ ચાલુ થતાની વચ્ચે FSI વધી ગઈ હતી. કંઈક ગવર્મેન્ટ લોઝમાં ચેન્જીસ આવ્યા હતા, અને દેર વોઝ એન કેસ ઓફ ઇન્ક્રીઝડ FSI, અને પછી એ કેસમાં સખત ડિસ્પ્યુટ થયો હતો મેમ્બર્સ અને ડેવલપર વચ્ચે કે હુ ઇઝ ધ ઓનર ઓફ ધીસ એક્સ્ટ્રા FSI. અને આ કેસના લીધે કરીને પછી એ પ્રોજેક્ટ 2 વર્ષ સ્ટોલ રહ્યો. હા,
એ પછી હવે નક્કી થયું છે કે હવે આમાંથી સોનું નીકળે તો પણ ડેવલપરનું.
ઓકે, સમજી ગયા.
બાબા, અને હાડપિંજરો નીકળે તો પણ ડેવલપરના.
બરાબર.
એટલે એ શીખવાનું છે ને, એટલે જ હું કહું છું ને કે જે લૂપહોલ વાળી મારી સ્લાઇડ હતી, આ તો આપણી પાસે ટાઈમ નહોતો, મારે 1.25 કલાકમાં પૂરું કરીને 15 મિનિટની સવારની જગ્યાએ 1.5 કલાક થયા. અધરવાઇઝ વી કેન ડિસ્કસ. આ જ પ્રેઝન્ટેશનને 4 ભાગ પાડીને પણ આપણે ડિટેલમાં થઈ શકે.
થેન્ક યુ સો મચ.
Sir, good evening. First of all, let me admit that I am odd man out in the entire crowd. I am Ajiz Sahijwani, practicing advocate. My expertise domain is banking matters, insurance matter, consumer code matters. Of late, I am getting lot of issues for redevelopment from some of the societies. They want to go for redevelopment. So purpose of my coming and attending this program is to meet some developer who can help us, my clients, to develop smaller, medium-sized societies. I need help of some civil engineers also, or architect also. I have few my clients who are really interested in redevelopment of their own society. Because of some disputes, as you rightly set out in slide number 30 to 34, there are issues within society itself. So because of that, we want, I need some help, guidance from this your.
Individually, you can approach either NAREDCO
Yes,
or
yes, I have noted down,
or
noted down.
GIC.
Last but one.
અને હું તમને એવું કહું કે GIC એ ચેરિટેબલ ટ્રસ્ટ છે, જે કયું 1951માં રજીસ્ટર થયેલું છે. જ્યારે અર્થક્વેક આવ્યો ત્યારે અમે 268 બિલ્ડિંગમાં અમે બધા ટીમ બનાવી અને મેમ્બરોને સમજાવવા ગયેલા કે આ બિલ્ડિંગમાંથી નીકળી જાઓ, આ પડી જશે. અને સમજાયું કે હજી એના પછી નાના નાના ટ્રેમર્સ નહીં આવે, મોટા આવશે. તમને યાદ હોય તો એ. અને એ પછી માનસી એપાર્ટમેન્ટ, 2 જ શિખર અને માનસી 2 જ ટાવર પડ્યા હતા, બાકીના 3 અને 4 કે 2 માળના જ હતા. તો માનસીનું ટોટલ PMC ઓનરરી GICએ કરેલું. GICના એન્જિનિયરોએ નવો કોન્ટ્રાક્ટર શોધી અને ક્વોલિટીવાળું કામ કરાવ્યું હતું. 1.5 વર્ષ સુધી જે માનસીનું એક ટાવર પડી ગયું ને ફરીથી બન્યું. કારણ કે આ સંસ્થા છે, એટલે તમે યુ કેન એપ્રોચ and they will put you to the proper person.
Right. Sir, one 30 seconds only. You nicely quoted Gujarat High Court judgment, about 4-5 judgment, but recently on 17 December, one very important judgment of Supreme Court, Honorable Supreme Court has come on authorized construction and illegal construction. There are directions for developer, builder, amenity providers. There are total 12 directions. They have to display the board also. That is very important. Whosoever is the developer or builder here should note down that important judgment, because it is a trend-setter judgment.
Thank you very much all. Now I request our past presidency Shri Patel to present the memento to Shri N.K. Patel sir. Now I request our treasurer Shri Saurin Shah to present the memento to Shri Kamalbhai Watalia, ARA Vice President. જરા ફાસ્ટ આવતીકાલે અહીંયા એચડી પારેખ હોલમાં 6 થી 8 આપણે એક બીજો સેમિનાર છે ટર્નિંગ એરાઉન્ડ સિટીઝ ફાઇનાન્સીસ એ કેસ ઓફ વોશિંગ્ટન ડીસી થ્રુ ધ લેન્સ ઓફ ધ યુએસ સિટી ફાઇનાન્સ સિસ્ટમ અને સ્પીકરમાં નટવર ગાંધી છે, કેશવ વર્મા સાહેબ પેનલમાં છે, ડીપી દેસાઈ આઈએએસ, એનકે પટેલ સર છે, શાશ્વત બંદોપાધ્યાય સર છે ને પ્રોફેસર સુભાષ દાસ. તો હું એમાં પણ આપ સૌને જોઈન થવા વિનંતી કરું છું.
ખાસ કરીને જે કાલનો પ્રોગ્રામ છે જે ડિગ્નિટરી છે આપણા ગુજરાતી છે, વેરી સિનિયર. એટલે વોશિંગ્ટન ડીસી એટલે અમદાવાદ, જે રીતે આપણે ન્યૂ દિલ્હી કહીએ એ પ્રમાણે યુએસએનું કેપિટલ, અને એના આખા એરિયાનું ફિનાન્સના એ સીએફઓ હતા, ચીફ ફિનાન્શિયલ ઓફિસર. એટલે શહેરી વિસ્તારમાં કેવું ફિનાન્સ જોઈએ, કેવા ટેક્સ હોવા જોઈએ, એટલે હી ઇઝ અ ઓથોરિટી. નાનસી મુંજીમાં કદાચ આજે આપે છે, અહીં આપ્યા પછી પાછા દિલ્હી જાય છે, એટલે 8 દિવસની અંદર 5 તો એ લેક્ચર આપવાના છે. એટલે જેને અર્બન ફિનાન્સમાં રસ હોય અથવા એકેડેમિક રસ હોય, સો ઓલ આર વેલકમ.
છ થી 8 કાલે, આવતીકાલ સાંજે 6 થી 8. For vote of thanks, I invite Surut Tatu, Continuing Education and Capacity Building Committee.
I would like to thank our today's speaker, Shri N.K. Patel, who is a great speaker in such topics. I would like to thank our today's guest of honor, Shri Sandeep Engineer, who has accepted our invitation and remained present in the program. I am also thankful to Shri Kamal Watalia, Vice President of Ahmedabad Realtors Association and NAREDCO. I am thankful to our supporting association, MS Knowledge Studio Neha Consultant. I extend my thanks to courtesy support by Ahmedabad Realtors Association and NAREDCO. I would also like to thank Ahmedabad Management Association and GCCI for their association in the seminar. I would also like to thank the audience for their presence and patient hearing. Once again, I thank all and present here. Thank you.
I request all to join for dinner.